Hello, hello? Yeah, the audio should be okay. I guess let's test. Hello, hello? Yeah, the audio should be okay. I guess let's test. Yeah, alright. That's good. That works fine, I think. I love doing like zero preparation streams. Like, man, I feel like doing a stream. Don't know what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I have some things that are interesting to talk about, but that's besides the point. I just felt like doing a stream at, well, soon to be 10 p.m. I don't have to work. I don't have work tomorrow, so it's fine. All I'm gonna do tomorrow is gym. That'll be nice. Full body workout. Ooh, baby. I've been growing the last few days as well, which is interesting. Like, because I haven't worked out in 3 days, actually, including this one. And my muscles have only grown bigger, which is really fun. It's like a water tattoo that we had at work. It says 100% biceps, and in Swedish, pure and hard training. Yeah. But my body has only been growing bigger. Like, my muscles have gotten bigger from 3 rest days. And I can tell a difference, like, each day that goes by, which is, well, that just feels great. Love it. Just making sure I get enough protein today. And the creatine, obviously. That entirely mutes. I didn't know that was a button. That's cool. Never used that feature before. Ooh, yeah. Let's, okay. No, I can't do it like that. I can open up a separate window, go to YouTube, look up myself, okay, well, I don't show up like that. Wait, what is the name of my YouTube channel? Okay, it's named the entire thing. Just check. I know what my channel's name is, obviously. Oh god, that's weird. I haven't searched myself on YouTube before. Whoa. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's whack. That is whack. Alright, what if I do this? Self on YouTube before. Yep, that's me. Yep. What if I do this in a separate window? Because this is like supposed to be like a thing. I saw a spiffing Brit talking about it. Does that mean I have another viewer? No. Well, what if I do like multiple? Duplicate tab, duplicate tab. So, Spiffing Bread did a thing where he was streaming and found out something or they were trying it out. Like if you have a stream open in multiple, not tabs, specifically separate windows, and them all like active on your screens that you're seeing the footage, it counts as different viewers, which is whack. Because that means if, say, if you have 10 viewers and each of them duplicate their live stream and bring it up into a different video, like a window, like 10 times, now you have 100 viewers, live viewers, and it counts towards the view duration as well. Now, this might have been patched, so that's what I'm checking. But this is the way it was before. Same with likes. So if you like each separate stream, let's see if I can do that. Then the stream would get that many more likes. Let's see. Oh shit! Wait! This works? No, they haven't. Have they not fixed it? One like. What if I reload? I'm still streaming, right? Yeah. Okay, well there's one like. 3 views. Yeah, I just gotta hide the chat on each one so that my computer doesn't die, which is probably a good idea. Okay, well now there's 2. Okay. Mixed messages, to be honest. It's unclear if it works or not. It says 3 views though, and you know, that's something. I was curious if it was gonna work. Just testing it out. Unclear. I guess to really try it out, there would have to be people actually watching this. Still, like, it says it has 3 views, which is not the same as concurrent viewers, which is currently 0, but I can't always trust that one. It says 0 when like 3 people are watching, or is this like 1, and it's I don't know what counts as a concurrent viewer. Does it show? Ooh, that's the wrong one. The number of viewers connected to this stream at the most recently available time. The most recently available time here is 9:52. It's currently 9:55. So, I guess unclear then. But it might show soon. No. There we go. So now I can see everything on that. That's important at the moment. Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. So, our dog died. Or, well, yeah, he did. He was euthanized. Cried a lot. I don't think I'd like to go into detail, but I was having some philosophical thoughts about it that I might like to share. because I'm not. Since, I mean, so the way we think or the way we act about uh, killing things that we don't like use for food, stuff like that, is that it's often because we want to limit suffering, or at least that's what our culture says. And I'm not entirely sure how to think about that because, say, someone is living, but like they're suffering a lot to do so. And say they don't have any limbs, they can't walk around or interact with objects the way they normally would if their life was more normal, and they say lack a large part of their brain that keeps them from doing or even thinking like a normal human would. Like, I'm talking about humans in this context. Because when it comes to humans, we generally don't euthanize. I think there are some laws in like some countries that are either that way or they're changing to allow for euthanization of specific types of patients, like maybe like coma patients or stuff like that. Which is kind of similar to my example. But generally speaking, we don't usually do that. And I don't know. It's weird that we do it with animals. Well, humans are animals, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, there might be a difference. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if other animals are conscious or not. I mean, generally it's said that they're not. Not in the way we are. They're not aware. They're not self-aware. But I don't know. I was just thinking about right now that maybe they just have a different type of consciousness from us. That they are aware of some things, and maybe just don't care. I don't know. That's a different philosophical discussion. But so let's go from the let's discuss from the outset that other animals, different from humans, aren't self-aware or conscious the way that we are in like any way. And the thing that's like the thing that makes that a part of this discussion is, I guess, as a human with self-awareness, I can see my own limited situation and exist like in spite of that, whereas other animals, like, I have my thoughts and I don't know how other animals work, but they don't, like, they exist based on their actions. Maybe I'm I'm trying to reach like uh, a level of clarity, but it's difficult to, because I don't know how animals think. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe animals are just more complex biological robots. What's the difference, really? So if you have, um, I mean, I've like looking at a mosquito, for example, they are attracted to carbon dioxide, I believe, and using that, they find living creatures that they can suck the blood out of. It's a lot more complex than that, but let's say that's how it works. Or like, it's kind of ish what it boils down to, I think. uh, and so they like, okay, I don't have food and I need food, and so they follow any trail that leads to food, and once they have food, they look to breed, I guess. Which is basically just like a robot. And like, you can very clearly see a mosquito just flying around, doing whatever. But if it's ever touched, like in midair, by anything, like even if it flies really close to you and you whiff at it, but you don't touch it, it'll keep going. But if you touch it, it will specifically start flying around a lot more sporadically. So like now it's entered flight mode, I guess, which is dumb now that it already flies. But you get what I mean. Fight or flight. It's now like trying to flee. So at least bugs are comparable or very similar to robots in the way that we often think about them. And so I don't know, maybe they're not conscious at all. Maybe they're just or like self-aware. Maybe they're just a complex set of commands following stimuli that they're exposed to. Like, would a mosquito do anything ever if all of its needs were met? Like, it was constantly full. It was constantly in a state of breeding, I guess. Or something. Would it do anything? I don't know. Would a human? I don't know. I guess the point I want to get to is I don't know the value of life. Like, is it right to euthanize an animal, to kill an animal because it's suffering? Is the value of life that it should be good all the time, and if it's ever not good, or it reaches an, I guess, arbitrary level of not good, then you should just terminate it? I don't know, it's a part of our culture, and I don't really understand it. Because say I am there with no limbs and only half a brain. In a possible future, I can be, say, with nanorobots or genetic alternation, genetic alteration. I can escape that. I can become myself again. I can get my arms and legs back. I can get the rest of my brain back, and suddenly I'm back to like being fully functional again. Since that is always technically a possibility, why would you ever kill anything for like the sake of ending suffering ever? And even if, like, what's the value? It should, like, is simply living the longest, even though you're suffering, more worth it than living a short or like a slightly shorter but happier life? What's worth it? What is worth anything? I don't know. I know it feels good. And is that what I should be basing worth off of? I mean, I guess. And in that case, following that logic, that I should, like, whatever is worth it is whatever feels good. I would never want anything to die ever, because I don't know what happens when you die. Let's say there is an afterlife of some type, but like there is actually something that happens after you die. It's not just nothing. Because like that's the I guess the large or the biggest two options, I guess, that humans have thought up. So let's say something happens after we die. We actually, like, our soul leaves our body or something, and then we become something else, or enter another space or whatever. Is that better? Does that count as a continuation of life? And in that case, does it matter to die? Is it fine if we die because we'll just keep going anyways? Our life in that sense is never actually ends, and so changing is just a part of it. I don't know. But if nothing is what happens, we simply die, as in our body shuts down and we are no longer able to do anything. Like, even if you get a heartbeat going again, and the parts of the brain that take care of the heart beating and breathing and all of that are still functional enough to keep the body alive, are we there still? Or are we just like, are we like gone, or are we just incapable of showing that we're there? I don't know, because I don't know what it's like to be classified as brain dead. I think. Who knows? I was using I did play VR chat at some point. A little bit of a joke to lighten up the situation. Duolingo. I have 2 hours, it's fine. And if it is the second option, where we're no longer there, or we can't do anything, as much as I hate the idea of dying, normally, that becomes the worst feeling ever. Because that means, if this is now the possibility that is real, that is what everything is, that means we truly have just one chance at experiencing life. We literally only have one life, one chance in this life to live a good life. And that's scary. I would never want anyone or anything to die, if that were the case. because now they don't have a chance of improving what they have or had. If improving is what matters, which I still don't know. I don't know. What if life I'll stop that sentence. So this is what I've been thinking about, and I don't know. I would love to know, but I don't know. And this is my motivating factor for trying to earn a lot of money, I guess. Because that's kind of what it further boils down to in my life, is that I want to have the money to make sure that I can help everyone near and dear to me to live as long and well as possible, and to die in a way where all parties are accepting of it, or like satisfied. I don't know. And it wouldn't be a solve all solution. Obviously, there are things that money can't do, but there are so many things that money can do, and it would only help to have it. If you saw my post on the community tab, you'll see why I'm talking about this. And I don't think I want to go further into it. I don't think I want to talk about it. I don't know. It hurts a lot. Still, I'll obviously be thinking about it for the coming days, weeks, years, probably from time to time. But life moves on. And as far as I know, since I can't change what happened, now that it's already happened, it is something I'll have to learn to accept. As much as I don't want to. All right, let's So the recording stuff is working somewhat. Right. So from what I can see, it has 3 views, which is interesting, and 1 like, which means nothing changed. But let's say I can I not? I would probably okay, so I signed out. There we go. Jesus. And I forgot I need to make like a separate private window tab thing, because that would probably work. Since I'm still trying to get this to work. It's continuing, right? Yeah, I'm still streaming. That's not the fucking... Okay, well, Here we go. Yeah, I'm back. Where's my live thing? Here we go. Control room. Boom diada. I don't know why it keeps doing top chat. I don't care about the top chat. Alright, nothing has changed on that front. If I then make... okay, is it down here? Opera GX, yeah, open new private window. And then go to YouTube. Because then I wouldn't be logged in. I go to the live stream because then I wouldn't be logged in. And I suppose this might be the thing that changes it. Oh shit, yeah, it does. No fucking way. They haven't patched it. It's no way. Are you serious? Okay, I can't give it likes though. But if I duplicate... Oh my god. No way. No way. Okay, here we go. And I bring that into another window. No fucking way this works. No way. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for it to tick. I guess I'll keep going. There is... Oh my god. I can have infinite viewers and watch time. This is broken. This is so broken. Oh god, wait, how much will my computer struggle? Because now it needs to have like... it has a bunch of tabs active, 6 at the like 6 windows active at the moment, all watching me. And it's going... Oh my god. They're all watching me live. This means that I will have... Okay, no, it's 7. I will have 7 concurrent viewers. Along with 7 times. So, let's say I spend 1 minute streaming. I have 7 windows open watching me currently. That means I get 7 minutes worth of watch time, which is a lot and fast. Now I can't give my stream likes though, so that's a thing. But I can absolutely throttle my view count. Hey Junkie, how you doing? Oh wait, does it not work? Since I have 2 viewers, or well 1 now. I thought it's unclear if it actually works. Because it's like ticking by, but it's really slow. What if do I have to like spread out the screens maybe? Well, let's shrink them down a bit. Okay, that's as small as they get. Wait. Okay, well, it's still unclear if it works or not. Now I'm at least watching every single screen. Which, might... Okay, yeah, 5 concurrent viewers. This is actually working. God, they haven't fixed this. That's hilarious. The fact that they haven't is really funny. Why have they not fixed this? It's such a bad thing for their business. This means that, let's say I have, oh my god, let's say I was like a verified channel that I could actually earn money off of and like show ads on my streams. With this method, I would be able to have, well, I would be able to duplicate money. According to what the Spiffing Brit said, at least, because then you duplicate the ads. Like, it shows separate ads for each user. So from clicking the button for one user, one real user, and say they have 7 tabs open, or windows, you duplicate that and you get 7 ads worth of money, which is insane. Still unclear if this actually works though. It says 2 concurrent viewers. I don't know. It said 5 for a moment. I don't know what the criteria is. Unclear. Maybe they have to be separated from each other more. Like, who knows? Maybe it doesn't count if it's like actively layered on top of another. 10 views though. An average view duration of 1 minute. I just have a bunch of me's to look at, which is interesting. Yo, Jungie, how you doing? I don't know if you're watching this insanity. It's like what you see is just me here talking to you, but what I'm looking at is the YouTube studio like live stream management room thing, and 7 delayed streams of me doing whatever, which is interesting. And the stream data only updates every 2 minutes. I'm getting mixed results here. Like, does this work or not? Well, another way. Now there's no views, like no viewers. Where the hell did the 5 come from? Was that real people? Speedrunning getting AdSense and losing AdSense. Yeah, you're right about that. I think they might have patched it though, so I'm not entirely sure. Like, those 5 concurrent viewers might have been real. I don't know. I usually don't get many concurrent viewers, so I can't say. I've never gotten 7 concurrent viewers, which I maybe would expect from what I'm doing with my screen. I think I'll consider it patched because this isn't really working. All right, well, it was cool that it did work at some point, or like it was really funny. The fuck? Okay. It was cool that it worked at some point, and some people use outdrifted. Hey yo, how you doing, my guy? Crazy how things happen. Here we go. Is this live? No. Where am I? Unclear. Do a tutorial on tax fraud, please. Thank you. I've never committed tax fraud. I've just, like, not fraud. I've just done legal tax evasion. No, not tax evasion. I've done legal getting free money from the government. Fun stuff. I suggest you do it, especially for your studies. Works great. And it's entirely legal. It's just really hard to get into the system that I used, but it works. It worked great for me. I had my living at the, you remember when I lived at school? I was there for 2.5 years. 1.5 of those was paid for by the government. Which is cool. I didn't have to do anything. The last one I did have to take a loan for, but because it, well, the loophole, not loophole, like it's an actual thing you can just do, but a lot of people don't know about it. Could no longer be used because I had reached an age where I could take that kind of loan, and so I was no longer allowed to use it for the same reasons as I was using it. But it is what it is. One loan of 100,000 kroner is a third of what I'm gonna have when I'm done with my studies. um, but like I said, it is what it is. I will hopefully be earning money by the time I'm done with my studies. Preferably like beforehand. But I haven't gotten there yet. So it is what it is. No, what? Like, because of the delay that I can't avoid, unfortunately, because my computer is tired because of its long lifetime of VR game playing. I'm going to talk about that at some point because I have a lot of regrets. And yeah, I know you should never have regrets, just lessons learned and all that. But a lot of lessons learned from that time, I can tell you. My heart. That makes for a really interesting story, though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe at some point. Or maybe now. It is late. It would be a fitting time for that kind of talk. The fuck? What type of emoji is that, dog? I can't even see the description of it. Okay, well. My last name on my shirt. Oh yeah. That is my family's last name, as one might expect. This is a shirt from my parents' family company. It's not what I don't think that's what you call it. It's called Wellner Marine, as you can see. It's a family company that my parents made out in the archipelago, where they take care of like the because the children live on different islands. They need boats to get to school and such, and my dad, at least most of the time, takes care of that. He is driving the boat that takes the children to school, which is a contract, which is like a contract that we have with the government that makes us like, that's our job, which is really, really good for us. It's a good source of income. Along with a bunch of other stuff, we also do like a little bit of taxi service, I think, and a lot of like repairs and rescues out in the waters. A lot boat based, one might expect, being surrounded by water. And this is one of our company's shirts with our logo. It's also on the back. You'll probably be able to see it like this. It's a nice shirt. I got it today, and I've just been wearing it. I guess besides that, what was I gonna say? Right. As you know, sorry, I was looking at myself in the stream because I just showed the shirt. Like I've said before, I went to school like everyone else, basic school up until, at least the way we have it in Sweden, like up until 9th grade. I was what, 16, which is the normal thing to end that term at. Yeah, we'll go with that. And just like everyone else, I started going to, well, we call it gymnasium, but in English it would be high school, I guess, because you usually go to it for 3 years. Usually, not all of them are 3 years though. And this is where you would usually pick the kind of studies, or like at least choose it a little bit. It's not like college or university, but you can choose, like you can pick a lane a bit more than basic school. And so you go there for 3 years in your specialty. I don't know what I don't know what it's called, but like you do like nature. I think there's probably engineering, stuff like that. The one I went to, or the one I started going to, was game development, which because I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do later in my life, and so I was like, well, I do play a lot of games, and I do like playing a lot of games, so games. And yeah, there were some colleges, or not colleges, gymnasiums. I guess I'll go with high schools. It's the same thing. There were some high schools that had like esports as their main thing, but I couldn't get into one, so I went with game development. There's a lot of Lithuanians that work as scaffolders in Sweden, and one of them is my friend. Cool. He didn't want to study in uni. Yeah, uni is a lot. Maybe I'll go to it at some point, but that would be later in life if I actually feel like I would learn something useful from them. Yeah, like I feel like a lot that you learn at uni, unless you're doing it to get some kind of specific occupation, you can just learn by reading the right books. Like obviously having a teacher is nice, but you can get like private tutor. And well, I guess education here doesn't cost any money, but still. I went to this game development school, or that's the lane I was going through. And unbeknownst to me, this school that I was going to, this high school, was terrible, and apparently known for being so. I had no idea of this. It was called like, what was it called? Yeah, to translate it a little bit, cyber high school, which should have been a red flag from the start, and it was a little bit, but I thought maybe they were just geeky or nerdy like that. I guess starting off with that, it was approximately 3 hours away from where I lived. I would I would wake up at 4 a.m. approximately, take a boat for 1 hour, take a bus for an hour and a half, and then ride the subway for another half an hour, along with a bit of walking to the school, where I would arrive at about like 8:30 or 9. So, and this is single way trip. I had to take the same trip back home and arrive at about 7. So, good times were had. The school itself was iffy at best because, well, the people at the school were a bit, or like the students were a bit aggressive from time to time, and the police would come to the school about once a week and check the lockers, which is another red flag on top of the multitude that already came for it. I'll get to that, Chungi. just wait. My mother sent me a message. Let's see what this is. Right. Well, I'll turn off notifications for now. She's talking about the lights I put up outside. Went to college to study tourism, and he had to pick a language to learn, either German or Russian. And he said he had to 6 classes of Russian on a Saturday. The fuck? That's unreal. Frankly, 6 classes of what, like of one subject, and it's on a Saturday. I don't know how to unpack that, so I'll keep going with my story. Right. The students were lackluster in focus and would play like Fortnite, Minecraft during the lectures. The teachers, at least the normal ones, did not have the energy to deal with that and would just leave it be. Understandably enough. They had been worn down by the existence of these students. The best teachers were the like the temporary ones, the ones that show up when the normal teacher doesn't, and like they were the best because they weren't like they were actually trying to teach something to this class of students that wouldn't otherwise learn, let's say. Is the audio still there? Just checking. Yep. All right. I'll see if I can do that. I'll listen to myself as well, I guess. This class. Oh yeah, that is a bit quiet. What about this? Is this better? I don't know. The mic is a bit iffy and the cable is bad. So. Is the audio still there? Just checking. Yep. All right. Maybe at 0. Maybe this is better. Like if I don't limit it at all, we'll see. Listen to myself as well, I guess. This class. Oh yeah, that is a bit quiet. What about this? Is this better? I don't know. I think it's good. The mic is a bit iffy and the cable is bad. So we'll see when it reaches maximum. Maybe at 0. Maybe this is better. Like if I don't limit it at all, we'll see. Yeah, that works. I think that works. All right. Thanks for telling me. Much better. Right. I went to the school for about 2-3 months, during which I would, at least like when I came home every day, I would play VR chat. Because I had a summer job the summer before I started going to the school, and with that money I bought an Oculus Rift VR headset that was compatible with a lot of work trouble and cable management. It was compatible with my computer, the one I'm using currently. Old Lezzzz has been with me for a while. I would, every day when I came home from school, even though Yes, I came home at 7 and I would need to leave at 4 the next morning, which is, what is that, 10 hours? No, not even. 9? Not good. I would play VR chat for the majority of the time I spent at home. Like until midnight at least. Uh, Something I'm not proud of. This is basically the way I was socializing. And like me spending time on VR chat started like there in August, September, I guess, and continued even until after I quit the school for like another year. I think I might be suffering from some brain damage from that, frankly. I'll go more into detail, but to continue, I so that's how I spent my nights, and I would get what, like 3 hours of sleep, if even. I would sleep the majority of the way to school, on the boat, on the bus, all that, which wasn't favorable. And then I would also sleep in class. Some like an interesting note about the specific classes, or at least one of them, because like one of them was specifically programming, or like using, I guess, Unity to create models, and we had an assignment, like homework, where it was like make you start off learning the basics, but I would sleep during class, so I didn't. You would learn the basics and like create some shaped model of something, whatever, and send it to the teacher. I didn't learn the basics because I was sleeping, and just downloaded some VR app thing and made a 3D model in that. And I exported that and sent it to the teacher, and he was like, "Damn, great job," uh, which was interesting because it had to be loaded on like a specific site that was connected to this app, so it was pretty clear that I didn't do it in Unity, the way we were supposed to. God, fuck. And that was like obviously not something I could keep doing, maintainable, I guess, because you can't create an entire game with like using a game that just allows you to make basic wonky 3D models. Yeah, this was maybe like 2 months in, 3 months, because I think this kept going for about 3 months. It might have been one though, but I'm not entirely sure. I guess because I was sleeping so much during class or something. I don't remember anything specific happening, but that's also reasonable. I had, I guess, except for these small little naps that I would take every now and then, like during class and on the way to school, I had spent 5 days without sleep. Which, as you might expect, is quite unhealthy. Now, according to me, and I still stand by this because thinking back, even if my point of reference was somehow shaken or changed, I'm still very certain I was acting the same as usual. By this time, where 5 days had gone by, it's Friday, and I'm still not sleeping, at least not properly, I would have hallucinations, I guess. At least that's what I'm assuming, because that's what I remember saying, which might not be the most reliable source of information. Um, I was just like seeing my own thoughts materialize in midair, I think. Uh, and I never told anyone this except for the people on VR chat, which again, not the best place to be. Um, I was acting myself in school though, sleepy in class as per usual, and I was accused by one of the teachers that I was having a what do you call it? What do you call that? Like a dissociative episode or something like that. There's another word for it, but I don't remember. Um, I think like he was talking to me something because I was sleeping so much during class, and I think I might have noted or told him that I had been awake for 5 days without proper sleep, and then like simply because I said that, he said I was being dissociative or whatever. I don't remember what the word was, but something to that order. Uh, I was sent to, I guess, the principal, and then my mother picked me up. God, this is traumatic to remember. And I was taken home, and I never went back to that school. I did, however, keep playing VR chat while spending all of my time at home doing nothing but being a problem to my parents. This hurts to remember. I didn't, because of the way I was leeching off my family, I wasn't, and because of everything else, I wasn't in the best mental state, and I didn't have the best relationship with my family at the moment, or during this time. I kept going like this until, I guess, not long after my 17th birthday, or just before, or something like that. And I was sent to Lezzzz, is what I think the company is called. They have like support homes for people that, or for like young people, like teenagers that are having problems at home. And so that is why I call that's why I say I technically moved out when I was 17, which is true to a degree. It's not the normal way of moving out though. And I wasn't, so like it was this house with, I guess, like a dorm portion where you have your own room, and you ate food with like everyone else together. Like okay, so thinking back at this, and this is the way I've been reflecting on it for a while, is that when I was at home with my family, there was no like biological need for me to, I guess, succeed or like do anything, because like my parents, they cook the food, they take care of the house, they clean the clothes, and everything, and so there was no need for me to become more than I was. Obviously, there's more to that. Like I felt like shit. I was actively being like a plague on my family, and so that is obviously what you can call a need. But it, like, at least this is the way I've been reflecting. Like this is the kind of conclusion that I've come to, is that I wasn't doing anything because I didn't need to do so to survive or something like that. And so when I moved out to this support home, it had like personnel and such that would like take care of us, or take care-ish. Like they would help us with stuff if we didn't know how to do it. We all like lived there together. They would cook the majority of the food, but sometimes we would get the opportunity to help and cook food. But moving there was finally like a need, or like room for me to grow, I guess. Like there was always room for me to grow, obviously, but like here there was finally a need, like I don't know. I think I was just used to doing nothing around my family, and so that's what I just kept doing. I'm not blaming this on some biological desire or instinct. I'm just like I know it's my fault, and I take full responsibility for that. But I think I'm just trying to rationalize it. There are still reasons for what happened. And so moving to this new place where there are people that I don't know, and I finally had some form of what do you call it? I could finally do something for myself. I could have my own projects, I guess. It's not entirely the right word, but I could spend time doing things that would directly impact me without being limited by my family, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember a lot from this period, to be honest. I would still play VR chat every day and every night, obviously. But I was spending more time doing stuff in the real world. I had gained some weight, but not that much. Like I could eat as much trash food as I wanted to now that I lived in this place, and we had like a weekly allowance from the government, I guess, like through LSS. And so I was gaining some fat, but since I was young, it wasn't that much. And my metabolism was always high. But I did start working out to a degree. I was trying to do the One Punch Man thing, so which actually worked. Like every day I was doing collectively, not in one go obviously, but I was doing collectively 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 sit-ups. I wasn't running 10 kilometers though, because well, I could barely run one. But it was kind of working, I think, and I was like building confidence, even though I wasn't seeing any change in my body. But I would notice a change in how easy it would be to do the workouts. Because starting off, I could only do like 5, 10 push-ups in one go before I had to stop and then like wait for a while and then keep going to get to 100. But by the end, I could do 50 in one go, which is really cool. Even like I didn't see any difference in the mirror necessarily. I was just trying to lose fat because I had like a little bit of a pudge going, I guess. But things were going forward a bit. I was becoming more social, talking to the personnel, because honestly, I guess I mentally or intellectually matured really quickly, like really early in my life. And so I've always had more in common thoughts wise with adults. I guess like past a certain age. And so it was a lot easier for me to talk with people who actually like, considered the world and all that in comparison to my the people who shared my age, being so self-centered as they were. I mean, I was obviously too, but I wouldn't consider it to the same degree. Keeping going, I was living at this place for a year, I think. Something like that. I had been able to upgrade my living space so I was living at I was living on the top floor in the dorm part where like all the others were living, which is like the basic stuff. But if you can prove to the personnel that you are self-sufficient enough in some way, like you cook your own food, at least most of the time, and you take care of your economy at least a little bit, and you have some type of occupation, be it a job or something like you're studying, you could move down to the basement part where it was even more self-sufficient. You would have more money each week to spend on whatever you'd like, but you would have to spend it on your own food. I think we got like 600, 700, 800 kroner each week, which was plenty for me. I didn't eat that much at this time. And that kept going for a little while. It was me and this other guy that lived there. Then this house shut down because of something. I think they were canceling specifically that house for some reason. There were some things that happened there. I won't get into that. I was moved to a different, but like the same facility type esque thing. And because I was older then, I was turning 18. I was living at so there was this larger building now in a different place entirely, where that was like the basic dorm stuff. And then there was a house like a little bit down towards we were living by the water. It was like down closer to the beach. Not a fancy beach, it was just like cobblestone. And then just rocks going down towards the water. But it was a nice view during the nighttime because you'd see the lights on the other side. So I'd moved into this house with the other guy from the basement, where we were forced to be even more self-sufficient, now living on, I think, a monthly economy. We, like me and this guy, didn't really get along very well because he would constantly leave stuff dirty and steal money from me and be a kind of general pain in the ass. But I was definitely really bad too, as I would stay up late at night playing VR chat with these people. I guess I'll get more into detail regarding the specific experience I had with VR chat. Whoa, God, that's a flashback. I'll get into it. I kept going here. At some point, this guy moved out, probably because I was constantly bringing up to the personnel that he was. Well, he did steal my money, which was not a good thing. He never gave it back, and like some other stuff too. Because I was 18 by this point, and it hurts to think about, my mother came by and wanted to celebrate my birthday. And I didn't want to, since our relationship was in shambles. It's a lot better now. It's a lot better, and I'm thankful for that. But at this time, it was probably the worst. I would reject her and the rest of the family. Stay at home, depressed, playing video games and trying to forget who I was, I guess. I haven't generally talked about this ever, I think. And it hurts too. I guess keeping going, because I turned 18. I was no longer allowed to live here because there's like an age limit thing. And because I was becoming I was self-sufficient enough, I had to actually do something with my life, because otherwise I was gonna have to be forced to live in some other type of space that wasn't as well. It wasn't the same. I found out. Oh yeah, like before I turned 18, I tried going, or no, after I turned 18, I tried going to another gymnasium or high school that was more military focused, because I was and still am interested in the military, because I really like the way they do their, like I like the idea of their hierarchy and like just following orders. stuff like that. It's more complex than that. I have more to say about it, but that's besides the point. I went to this school for half a year, which is better than last time. I lived a lot like closer, like maybe like half an hour. My bike got stolen during this period, even though the bike that they stole from me just had like a blown tire. So it gives a funny picture in my head. The school was iffy. By this point, I was 2 years older than everyone else in the class I would go with. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. Like, sure, I couldn't buy the stuff from the alcohol store, but I could buy 3.5% from the like grocery store. I could also drink at pubs, which I did, and I would quite regularly get drunk, especially while playing VR chat. This school wasn't really my thing because, well, a lot because of the age gap and the difference in maybe like intellectual understanding or something. I'm not sure. I couldn't keep going. It just felt so wrong to hang out with people that just felt so much younger than me. And so I tried looking for like a different kind of school that I could switch to. And well, there was this cool thing called direct translation now. People High School. That's a direct translation. I don't know what that would be called in English otherwise. Which is what I did go to for 2.5 years, halfway up the country in Åre, the school that I lived at. That went okay. The first half year, which was during COVID, was spent in isolation. Even if the school has one central building where you like do your studies and everything with the classrooms, and it has these different houses where you would live with the students in your class. Reasonable enough. Not a lot of mixing. It would usually be the exact same people from your class, but we had like distance studies, even if the teacher was literally like 100 meters away inside the classroom talking to our computer just like we were. But COVID, it is what it is. This was probably my most depressed year because I had gained a lot of weight, and I felt so depressed because of that. Reasonable enough. God, I wasn't like fat, but I felt fat, and I felt really unhealthy, and just kind of disgusting. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the situation I was in. I didn't like talking to people because I knew how disgusting I was. That's the way I felt anyway. By this point, I think I was still playing VR chat, but to a much more limited degree. Yeah. Next year, things were better. We didn't have distance studies anymore, so we could actually study in the classroom. And this year I got, well, I guess the main thing that would be interesting to note, except for the kind of fucked up events that happened, which is for another time. I was bullied by two girls. Well, I guess, well, it's probably that one pulled the other into it, but she was very susceptible to it, so she probably wanted to. But I think the first one started bullying me because I rejected her advances. At least that's what I think. Because she was being really close to me physically and other ways. And I rejected that. I didn't like her. And like the next day she would be just horrible. Absolutely horrible. And that would continue until the end of the next, or until the end of like the term. Give me a moment. That wasn't properly mixed. Ooh. Jesus. I thought I had mixed it properly. That's better. Ooh. There we go, that's better. Right. By this time, right, and then the next year I was doing the hiking thing. And after that I'm here. Some more stuff happened, but I feel like you're probably interested in hearing about the like more specific and detailed events of the VR chat part of the story. I don't remember exactly how it began. I think like most other VR chat players, I just, maybe not like most, but I saw the app in the Oculus Rift store, downloaded it, and started playing it. And I found it really interesting that I could walk around in VR and talk to people, none of whom I know or need to see in real life or anything, which is probably quite damaging for the social part of our brains. Because having the ability to walk into a conversation, say whatever you want, and then just leave without any repercussions is kind of fucked. At least if you keep doing that and build up some kind of mental muscle memory for a year or two. Fuck. So the VR chat stuff started when all around the time I started going to this like the first high school. And, I would just walk around in VR for the majority of my nights, talking to random people about stuff. If I ever got too loud, my dad would shut off the power to my room. Reasonable enough, I kept them awake, which happened way too often. And that would usually be the thing that made me actually go to bed for once. I don't remember exactly when, but I found this SCP group in VR chat that were, I'm still in that Discord server. The SCP Foundation of VR chat. They have a lot of users. They have a few O5s. They have... Oh god, that's a lot. God damn, this server has grown since the last I looked at it. I can't see the exact amount of people here, but I would spend a lot of time with them, going on like VR chat, SCP raids, stuff like that. We would walk around in specific avatars, looking like soldiers, carrying guns and stuff, taking care of anomalies. There was a heavy bit of role playing to it, some invested military training, as much as it gets in VR, I guess. Interesting times. Outside of the SCP stuff, I got to know some people whom, at least during a large part of my life, I regretted getting to know, because I explicitly, and I think part of it is still true, I felt I made their lives worse. It was quite often that I would fall asleep wearing the VR headset, which is kind of interesting, because I would walk, like the nights would usually go, I'm walking around in VR chat talking to people, a lot of which like I know in VR chat, obviously only. Then I would get, like, my legs would become too tired and I would sit down either on the floor or on my bed, and then I would, while talking to people, like, it would slow down obviously, but eventually I would just fall asleep. Either sitting or laying down and talking to people. I would fall asleep, and then I would wake up a few hours later, take off my VR headset and go to bed for real, probably wearing my dirty ass clothes. I didn't shower a lot, if at all, during this time. I would wear the same clothes over and over again. I would steal alcohol from my parents, drink myself drunk, and then vomit on the floor. This was not a good part of my life. And it hurts to talk about. A period of time here. Fuck, what was it? Whoa. Okay, right, yeah. This was during the time I went to the high school. The first one. And I was really, really depressed. Like, suicidally depressed. I was talking about it a lot. Like committing suicide and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it even more. I'm not gonna go further into it than that, because I'd rather not. Sorry about the noise if it makes weird noise when I touch the mic, by the way. The mic and bass. But right. I had decided that emotions and feelings, because like I had come to the realization that against what I thought the world was, the world, like, people don't act logically. They don't act in ways that make sense and like get stuff done and is the most effective at doing what needs to be done, even though there's more to it. But I had like a limited perspective on it. But I realized specifically that people weren't being effective or logical, and I didn't really understand or agree with emotions at the time, which was probably a way of coping with the depression. So I decided to reject them entirely. The emotions, that is. I kind of, in some way, subconsciously or something, but I was aware of it, turned off my emotions. This was not for the better, and while talking to at least during this time, an old friend of mine, I don't remember the exact words, but he told me that I shouldn't reject those like feelings, because, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't remember all he said, but I think it was something in the league of, because it leads to like not an entire life lived, but like kind of the point of life to feel, something like that. And I found it reasonable, and I decided to, alright, I've been convinced, and so alright, let's turn them back on. Let's accept feelings and emotions again. This was the right choice. I can tell you it didn't feel like it, though. Because I think at least I think this is the way it worked, but I'm not entirely sure, but I think something similar to this. I had a lot of things, a lot of thoughts, and a lot of issues that I specifically had not dealt with, since I had no tool, no way of dealing with them, since I it sounds really edgy, but like, you know what I mean. I didn't have my emotions, and so all of those thoughts and things and that pressure had built up like a tidal wave. And once I finally accepted like feelings and all that again, the wave came crashing down. And this was overwhelming. This is why I have lacking memory of this part of my life. At least I think. The only thing I really remember, and I don't know why I remember it, is something November 2017. Was it 17? It was November, at least. That's like, I remember that month being specific, so I think something happened during that month. But I don't remember it. Like, I remember some things stuck around, but most of what happened there are things that I assume I don't remember. Like, because thinking back, going back through my memory, there's just a hole with like a few little spots in. And so the way I've been speculating about what happened during that time well, now afterwards, is that I think, well, something happened. I think it was something separate from the tidal wave of emotions and all that, that made me snap. Or at least in some way, like I couldn't handle it. And so I had, like, my body or my mind forgot because I couldn't handle it. This is what I assume happened. Because I don't remember. And this further leans into the fact that I regret meeting the people I met during this time, because I really only think I contributed to their lives with pain, or in some way. In fact, like, I affected their lives negatively. I've since apologized to these people, at least the ones I could get in contact with. And, well, most of them actually told me to not worry about it, which is really sweet and interesting. This was a few months back that I decided I'd had enough of just thinking about it, and instead I decided to just be straight with it and say I'm sorry to the people I thought I affected negatively. entirely know where to go from here. Like, time has gone by. I remember some parts of what happened during this time, but only like small nitbits. Not whatever caused it, what happened during, really. And honestly, whenever I see or hear anything VR chat related nowadays, let's say I get very, very stressed. So, yeah. I'm sorry about the stream being so mellow and, well, I guess, melancholy, sad, downer. But I thought this was important information to share, and things I wanted to get them off my chest in a more public sense. And I think that doing it live is probably the best way to do it. I don't think there's anyone watching this currently, but I guess if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not directly affected, at least, well, yeah, I'm not directly affected by what happened currently in my life. I'm just trying to move forward and do what I can do best to, like, do what I can do to improve my situation so that I can finally pay back to the people I owe so much to, and to improve, hopefully, the lives of the people around me without focusing too much on the past. Obviously, it's important to learn from the past, and I try to a lot, but yeah, there's probably more I can get from thinking about this stuff and talking to the people whom I'm connected to, like, to the past. God. But for now, this will do. I wasn't expecting to talk about this at all, not to this degree, in one stream. So this is a lot better than I thought. No, I'm not gonna do a VR chat stream. At least not in the foreseeable short-term future. That is not happening. Fuck, I have way too much PTSD connected to that shit. And I do not want to unpack that. Not at the moment. That I will deal with that eventually, just not at the moment. I have other stuff I need to focus on that needs to take priority. Like trying to get economically stable. I still need to start studying for that test. I'm gonna come up with a schedule for that, so see if I can do like one test a day or something. We'll see. And everything else I'm doing, like YouTube. And yes, a VR chat stream would be connected to YouTube. Not that I even have a computer that can stream or play VR chat at the moment, and I don't have a functioning VR headset. So that's other limiting factors. If you want to somehow pay for that, why? And that's what I have to say about it. I think. All right. Yeah. I think that's what I wanted to. I think I said all I had to say for the moment, but there is more to say. Well, for the authentic experience, since I only played the game in VR chat, in like VR mode, I would only play it in VR mode if I ever were to play it again. But I already told you why I won't. So you'll have to wait for that, Chunky. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Not at all. So I think that'll be it for now. I'll make some other streams, and I'll keep going with videos. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more lighthearted. Well, not necessarily lighthearted, whatever that really means, but like more positive, a little bit more happy. Like, this is me just talking about the past, a lot of which I regret, but it's just the past. The future is looking, well, I don't know what the future is looking like, but things are moving forward, and I'll keep going. Yeah. Alright. I think that'll finish it off. So, with that said, take care of yourself, and keep going, even if it hurts. I think it'll be worth it. Yeah. All right. I'll see you.